2600 replica. Good thing about this unit is that it comes with 64 exciting Atari 2600 games built in, and a lot of them are quite rare if you were to look for them in cartridge form, so that's a big advantage on having this console. Included with the package is an Atari original 2600 joystick and an Atari original AC adapter for Australia, and this is an Aussie system. The RF cable's built in to the machine, and you just put it into the antenna RF in on your machine and it will come up like that. So if I get back, you can see turning it off, turning it on, and that's working. And of course also you can use the console to play all your Atari 2600 games. Here's an Atari Starship game, so I'll plug that in to the console and switch it on, and there we have Starship. So it's all tested and working and good to go.
This is pretty. Oh, jeez.
Oh. Did this? Is there other worlds? No.
If you beat this one, you go to World 2 after you make it.
Skip faster! Oh, I had that. Go again.
I'm pretty good at Mario, I'll tell you that.
It really accelerates pretty quickly. It's not kind of, there's not really much of a learning curve.
You won?
Oh, it's going to leave that. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh.
I made it!
So this is the video game in a box. When you pull the handle, there's a servo under here that's opening the lid of the box. And then there's a knob on the side that controls the movement of the character. So if you hit something, it closes the box and the game starts over. But actually we can look inside here. What's really going on? So underneath this, on the back side, you can see it's a scrolling wheel that has all of these characters on the level. Each of these is actually a magnet, so it's just a piece of magnetic tape with the bad guy on it. So there's one servo here. This is a continuous rotation servo, so it spins the background. And then the little arm up front here is a servo that moves your character up and down. So you can see it's actually just a piece of like a soda straw with a magnetic sensor underneath Mario here. So it senses when it goes over all the bad guys. And then, yeah, these two servos here, it's pretty straightforward. They're hooked up to a couple of servo boards on the Tigueduino. The other servo that opens the box is here, just a little popsicle stick to open it. Yeah, and then we have a piezo speaker you can see kind of inside here. So all the sounds that we're generating are just out of this little guy. And then we have one embedded LED, which is a little hard to see, but it's tucked under here, so it kind of blinks as the levels get faster and more difficult. And yeah, that's really all there is to it.
My name is RB3, and I have traveled in time from the year 1972. A video game console has just been released named the Magnavox Odyssey onto the market, as well as a video game by the name of Pong. And I would like to know how video games and video game consoles have evolved since then. I can only stay for a maximum of 3 minutes before my time machine takes me back.
Well, hello RB3, and welcome to the year 2013. My name is CD4, and I will briefly explain the major technological advancements of consoles and video games, which have allowed video gaming consoles to be much more than a device that just allows one to play video games. Let me start off by saying that today we consider Pong, the tennis simulator, a classic video game because it was the first video game ever to reach mainstream popularity. The year you came from was obviously an important year because it was a revolution for video gaming. I will now continue to tell you the evolution of video games and video gaming consoles. Over time, video gaming consoles have converged with other forms of media, allowing users to do much more than just play video games.
Fascinating.
I will try to be as brief as possible as there were a lot of gradual changes made to consoles over the years. It wasn't until the early 1990s when video games started to truly converge with other forms of media. Due to technological advancements, video games were stored on devices called compact discs, which can store much more data than cartridges. Music at the time, and still is today, is stored on these compact discs, meaning the consoles would allow users to listen to music as well as play games.
Incredible.
In recent times, consoles have advanced to the point where they can replace other media systems. Without going into too much detail, we can actually watch movies using our consoles, replacing the need for a separate device. There exists something called the Internet nowadays. The Internet is essentially a global system of computer networks that connect to each other. This technology has affected video gaming consoles dramatically. We can virtually play games as well as communicate with anyone else in the world who has an internet connection and the same console.
Unbelievable. I can't believe that people are able to play games against people from around the world within the comfort of their own homes. This truly is mind-blowing. Anyways, my time is coming to end and I must return back to the year 1972. Thanks for the information. Bye.
Bye.
On the far left, the original Nintendo, demoing the original Super Mario Brothers game. Immediately beside it, the Super Nintendo, demoing Super Mario World. Following that, Nintendo 64, demoing Super Mario 64. Besides that, the Nintendo GameCube, demoing Super Mario Sunshine. Finally, the Wii, demoing New Super Mario Brothers. Alongside those, there's also the original PlayStation, demoing the original Gran Turismo. The PlayStation 2, demoing Gran Turismo 4. And finally, the PlayStation 3, demoing Gran Turismo 5.
You're watching Global Report with me, Andrew Clark. China has lifted its long-time ban on video game consoles, opening a lucrative new market for manufacturers including Sony, Nintendo, and Microsoft. The State Council said in a statement that it will now allow consoles to be manufactured in the Shanghai Free Trade Zone, an experimental testing ground for economic reform. China had implemented a blanket restriction on the manufacture and sale of consoles and games in 2000, denying gaming companies access to the world's most populous nation. Chinese officials had cited worries over violent content and the potential for moral decay in explaining the ban. For more on this story and other news, visit globalreport.org.